Okay, hello everybody. This is part 5 of my Zombicide Black Plague Kickstarter unboxing. We're going to have a look at 4 boxes here. We're going to have a look at the Night Pack, the Grom and Thalia pack, Hero Box 1, and one of the special guest packs. I think there's going to be probably another 2, maybe 3 videos after this of all the other special guest boxes, but these are just 4 that I picked out at random. So the first one we'll take a look at is the Night Pack. So I'll just put these to one side, and when we come back we'll see what's in there. Okay, so when you open up the box, this is what comes inside. So the first thing we'll take a look at is the rule sheet, and you get 2 new abominations in this pack. I believe this is Kickstarter exclusives, and some of the stretch goals are included in this box, but you will be able to get these on eBay. Someone's bound to sell them. So you've got the general rules of these abominations, and you've got 2 different ones. You've got the Abominarat, which is this guy here, and I believe that when he is actually spawned, he spawns in a zone right next to the noisiest zone. So basically he's going to come right next to you. So you want to be careful of this guy. And the other one is the Abominalpha, which is a werewolf figure. And this guy, when he is spawned, when he's on the board, if you spawn runners, you can actually replace them with wolves, zombie wolves instead, which is worse because they get 3 activations, whereas normal runners only get 2. So it's up to the players if they wish to do that. And on the back is just the new targeting priority, which I do not like, and I tend to have my own targeting priority when I play the game, just for makes the game a little bit easier, makes a little bit more sense as well the way I play it, and it just makes it a little bit more enjoyable. There's still that element though where you can actually kill one of your own survivors, so I always keep that in. Next up we have a set of spawning cards. As you can see here, we've got an actual Necromancer, which is Grin, and that's one of the new miniatures you'll get in this pack. So you get quite a few spawn cards for him, and as you can see down the bottom there, he also has a special ability. I'll leave that there so you can have a read. But all these cards are the same. Then you get the spawn cards for the abominations. You got the Abominarat. Say that when you're drunk. He spawns on yellow, orange, and red. So if you're in those skills, those experience zones on your dashboard, that's when he will appear. He will not appear in blue, and it's exactly the same for the Abominalpha as well, which is, I think it's the same for all abominations in this game, near enough. And in the box we have some lovely new miniatures, and a big one. So you've got 6 new survivors, 1 Necromancer, and 2 abominations. So we'll take a look at the abominations first. So we'll start with the Abominalpha. And if you've got Wrath of Kings, the miniatures game, this guy will look pretty familiar, because he's very similar to some of the werewolf figures in that. But it's a nice looking mini, look really good when he's painted up. Quite big. And the biggest guy in the game, and he's even bigger than any of the miniatures in the normal Zombicide as well. This is the Abominarat. I will be able to get that out eventually, but this guy is an awesome looking figure. When he's on the board, he's quite impressive, very imposing, and you want to tend to get away from him, unless of course you've got a weapon that will kill him instantly, which is highly unlikely. But again, really nice miniature. Next we have one of the new Necromancers. This is Grin. Hopefully it's focusing okay. It's always nice to have different types of Necromancer. Now we start with the heroes, so we'll do them in card form. First we have Beauregard, which is this guy here. Again, I do apologise for the camera going in and out of focus. It's quite a dull day here in Kent, so the light keeps changing all the time, so the camera's having a bit of a problem. Next we have Chauncey. Looks a bit of a drip. And here's his miniature. Not one of the most striking looking miniatures, but good nonetheless. I think the best way to play this game, if you just want a little bit of a surprise, is instead of people picking who they want to use, just shuffle the cards up and draw them at random. Because then you never know what you're going to get. This is Dr. Stormcrow. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could use this guy as a necromancer. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. But he's got the plague mask on, which is normally filled with herbs and that to protect the wearer from the smell of death when they're working on their patients. Because the Black Plague wasn't particularly nice smelling. Here we have Gowan, or Gowan. And this is quite a nice miniature. If the bloody camera will focus on him. Two more left. Next up we have Gregoire. Looks a bit like Julian Sands. Could well be. I do not know. I'm sure somebody out there will tell me who it's actually based on. Because that's what they normally do with their miniatures. Again, not a bad looking miniature. And finally, what everybody calls Batman is Scowl. And this is a great looking mini. When I get him painted up, he will look like Batman. I'll do him in the Batman colours. I might even have the Batman motif on the back of his cape. Haven't decided yet. Nice looking miniature. Great pose. So that's the night pack. We'll now put a pause in here. When we come back, we'll open the hero box number 1. Okay, here we have hero box number 1 all open. First thing you notice is you've got 2 extra dashboards, which are always handy to give you those extra players in the game. You've got 2 new different colours for the pegs to go in these holes, and 2 new coloured bases as well. So you get 2 of those. You can never have enough of those dashboards. In this pack, you also get 2 new starting equipment. You've got the hammer. And I've now since remembered what these represent at the top. That means it can only be used when he's got it in hand. That is, it's a dual wielding weapon. And these colours at the top mean this weapon can be used in any skill level that you're on. Some cards you might have, the blue and the yellow might be blank, in which case you'll only be able to use the weapon in the orange and red skill. So you've got the hammer as a starting equipment, and you've also got a short sword as well. So that's just 2 new ones to add. And then you've got your miniatures. You've got 5 new miniatures here. These are all heroes. So the first one we'll take a look at is Sylvia. Just trying to get the glare off so you can have a look at the cards. And I'll just open this up. I have undone it. He says, very unprofessional. But here's Sylvia. Camera seems to be working a little bit better on these. There's not enough female heroes, though. I think in these sort of games, the emphasis is too much on the male. I'd like to see a few more females. Maybe in Season 2 they might, which will be coming next year. You know it will. Here we have Glinda, which is a... Oh no, my flash has just gone off. It is the female dwarf. Teenage female dwarf, by the looks of it. With the camera off, the light off, hopefully you'll still be able to see detail in these miniatures. I'll try and keep it in the light as best as I can. Next up we have Arnaud. And his miniature. I think it's actually coming out a little bit better with the light off. It's just got natural light falling on the figures now. Then we have Julian, which is like a rogue or a thief type character. This is quite a nice looking miniature, if I can get him out. Loads of detailing on these miniatures. The little things on their belts that are hanging off their belts. Some of them have got necklaces and that you can actually see as well. Really is quite impressive. And finally, for Hero Box 1, we have Tucker. Looks like a battling priest type figure, or battling monk. And let's just get him out of his container. So that's Hero Box 1. Again, I'll put another pause in here, and when we come back we'll take a look at the Grom and Thalia Kickstarter exclusive miniatures. Okay, here we have the Grom and Thalia Kickstarter exclusives. First off we have Thalia. So let me have a look at her card. And she is actually, I believe, based on Red Sonja. They're actually a brother and sister. You can see this is written in foreign language, but I think it's Spanish. Este Espacio, yeah, that's Spanish. They do come in English and loads of other languages as well. It's just the first cards that I got out. And here is Thalia. As I said, the backstory of these two is they are brother and sister. But you can clearly see that that is Red Sonja. And that is how she will be painted up as well. And finally, for this small little box, we have Grom, which is, I would say, it's Conan. And here's his miniature. Which, incidentally, Conan is a game that I've backed, a board game that I backed nearly over a year ago now. As always, they're falling way behind with getting it shipped out, because of production and all that sort of thing, because there's a hell of a lot of miniatures in that game. But that will be coming my way probably next year now. They're saying it will be coming out September, October time, but I can't see that. I reckon it'll be next year before we see it. But yeah, there's Conan, or Grom. Great looking miniature, look really good again when he's painted. Nice definition on the muscle there. So that's the Grom and Thalia box. Put another pause in here. When we come back, we'll take a look at the final box on this video, which is the special guest Adrian Smith box. Okay, here we have the Adrian Smith special guest box. Don't forget to stay tuned for the upcoming videos, which will be all the rest of the special guest boxes, and there's quite a few of them. You get 4 miniatures in this box. Really nice sculpts as well. The first one we'll take a look at is Gerbak. Again, I've just picked out the card with a different language on it, but it does come in English and various other languages as well. Let's try and get natural light on this. There we go. You can see quite a lot of the detail there. quite a biggish miniature as well, a little bit taller than a lot of the other survivors, but a nice looking miniature nonetheless. Next up we have Shaquille, and the miniature for Shaquille is this one. Obviously looks like it's could be a female, might be wrong. No, it's definitely a female, looking at the character card. Pretty ugly one, but there you go. Booty ain't too bad though. How can you say things like that against bloody plastic miniatures? Just goes to show how sad I really am. But there you go. To some people, that's very important in their miniatures. So that's Shaquille. Then we have Jorvac, or Jorvac, however you want to pronounce it. Again, I apologise for picking out the wrong cards with the wrong language, but it's the miniatures that you really want to see. And here is his miniature, if I can get him out the slot. Very nice miniature again. Hopefully my final videos I do on this it'll be a bit brighter outside, so I can actually get better quality on the miniatures. But you can see what they look like. And finally for this box we have Kulnar. Looks a little bit like the giant orc in The Hobbit. That's probably how I will have this guy painted up as well. Let's try and get a little bit more light. It's very difficult here today. Great detail on the back. So yeah, there you go. That's the end of this video. I'll just put a pause in here now and put all the boxes together, and I'll show you around the back of the boxes and around the side of the boxes. Yeah, so there you go. There's all the boxes together. I'll just show you around the boxes if you want to have a look at them. Got all the characters on the side, just basically the miniatures on the back. Tells you what languages all the cards are in. French, Spanish, Italian, German, obviously English and Brazilian, which is Portuguese, I presume, I believe, is their national language. Here we have Grom and Thalia. Thalia on one side, Grom on the other, and the backstory. I'll leave that there. You can pause it and have a read of the backstory if you wish. Here we have Hero Box 1. It's quite a sturdy box, this one. As always, the artwork with these games is superb. There's a little bit of a backstory there if you wish to pause that. And there's the final box. So that's all from me for this video. Until the next video, as always, thanks for watching and see you soon.